What's up guys, so today I'm going to be installing Tag Your Tires kit, or other people call it tire lettering. Really simple process. I already actually started, but I'm gonna do one tire with you guys just to show you how the process is and actually how easy it is to install tire lettering. Before I start though, I want to tell you guys, if you guys been following up with the whole front mount intercooler kit installation and my experience with it, I want to share one thing, and that is that the clamps that Mishimoto give you for the front mount intercooler kit that comes with the couplers, I just want to say, for people who are running the Mishimoto front mount intercooler kit, clamps pretty much suck. They're really bad. The only reason why is because for some reason, I guess, I don't know if it's the design in it, they're called T-bolt clamps, but what I used original worm clamps that are 3-inch diameter, and I actually bought them from Home Depot, and because I know that those are the best clamps out there. So let me show you originally what the clamps look like. So this is what the original clamp looks like from Mishimoto. Again, T-bolt clamps, and they're 3-inch, but now I replaced it with worm clamps, like right here. So these are 3-inch original style worm clamps. Now the thing is, I've been replacing all the clamps on the cold side of the intercooler piping. The only reason is because for Subaru engines, at least, when you gas it, when you give some throttle, the engine will push backwards. In other words, the intake piping, or the intercooler piping of the cold side that is hooked up to the intake manifold, will push backwards towards the engine bay. So when it does that, it becomes very, it can loosen some of the clamps that may have been loose already, and that's just how the design of the boxer engine is for the Subaru. But that's why it's very important to change the couplings, or the couplers, for the intake manifold that Mishimoto gives you. So make sure to use the couplers that Mishimoto gives you for that, and use original style clamps for the cold side. So this is what I mean by how the intake, or how the intercooler piping will push back. So pretty much every time that you gas it, it'll look like this. I don't know if you guys can see clearly, but it'll look like this. If you can tell, like, it sort of pushes back, but that's just how the design is for the boxer engine of Subarus. So luckily, just try to use the original clamps and use the couplers that they give you, and make sure everything is solid and tight. But now let's actually start the video on Tag Your Tires. Alright guys, so first step for using or applying tire letterings. What you want to do is you want to clean the surface of the tire with like alcohol. Just use it on, like, you know, a paper towel, put some on here and rub against the tire. So you really just want to like clean the surface of this. Just go ahead and wipe this down. First step, I already did that, so I don't need to do that right now. And then second step, what you want to do is you want to grab a sandpaper, which is provided for you, at least from this kit that I ordered. I don't know how many grit it is, but it is provided from tagyourtires.com. Thank you, Mike, by the way. So what you want to do is sort of sand down the surface of the tire. And the purpose for that is that you want to basically make the tire surface smooth. So when you use this, you want to go ahead and like make each area of the tire like as smooth as possible, so when you apply these letters, that it'll become really easy for it to like stick on, and it'll last longer as well, so the chances of it coming off will be less. Next thing, after you sandpaper, you want to go ahead and wipe it down again with alcohol or just a dry paper towel, and then just to make sure that there's no more dust. So you want to get off all the shreds that you did from sandpapering, and go ahead and wipe it down again, so that the surface will be all clean and smooth and pretty much particle free. After that, what you want to do is that you want to grab, obviously, the letters that you custom made or arranged. For example, Toyo tire proxies. So that's one set of like words that a lot of people I've seen use on cars. But what I did was I did a custom job in the lettering, and I specifically wanted my channel name KooZairy, and then have it say EST 2017, established 2017. So that's pretty much, if you guys know my shirt, the back of my custom shirt that I made says the exact same thing. Actually, it's literally the same thing. It says KooZairy, and then on the bottom it says established 2017, and then in the middle the design has like the lugs, and it says XXR because that's the kind of brand rims that I'm running. So anyways, what I'm gonna do now is actually show you the process of applying the letters onto the tire. Alright, so what I did is I already cleaned the backside with alcohol, and you can wipe it down to make sure it's dry. And what you do is you have to use a special glue that they give you. It's pretty much super glue, but it's a special glue that they formulated so it withstands the heat of daily driving, of the sun or whatever, so it doesn't fall off pretty much. So I will show you guys how to apply the glue, because that's actually a certain trick to it. Okay, so here you also want to make sure that the bottom of the letter is the curved side, and that curved side goes along the line of the tires. I'll show you guys in a bit what I mean by that. But right now, how to apply this is you want to make sure that the edges of all the letters here, all around the edges of the letter here, are not blobby, but they're a little bit thicker than the center. Because if it's not, then it's gonna be really easy to peel off when over time, like when the letters are on the tires. So let me just show you actually how to like apply it and how much glue to put on the edges of the letter. So like right there, you want to see that the edges are a bit thicker, and when you get to the center here, you could just like sort of swirl it, make sure that it's all covered pretty much. So when you stick it on there, there's no piece that's like not glued. You want to have full coverage pretty much. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick because this thing dries really fast. You're gonna want to apply this about like 1 centimeter apart. So let me go ahead and apply it, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I went ahead and applied it, and what I mean by the 1 centimeter is like, you want to take, for example, this edge of the 2 and the edge of the 0 here, you want to make sure that it's not too spaced out and it's not too close. What I did is, honestly, I eyeballed it, but I know that this from here, it's about like 1 centimeter. So you want to kind of do that and like just go around. Like for example here, you can see the EST, each letter is pretty much about like 1 centimeter from, let's say, this edge to this edge, and then from this edge to this edge. So I did the same with the 2 and 0 here, and it's pretty much about like 1 centimeter apart. And the other point that I was trying to make is that you want to go along the line right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a line curved. That's my reference guide pretty much. That's my reference point that I've been using to basically align all the letters within this like line, circle line here. So it'll basically be organized and it'll look clean. And basically when you're putting it on, you just want to press it down either with your finger, or you can use, what I've been doing is I've been using pliers and basically keeping it clean, applying it on the fat side of it, especially if it's pinpointed for the small edges, for example the lines of the 2 or the small lines of the T. You can use either tool to pretty much pat down the letters as long as it's sticking. Like right here, what I mean by that is to use this, and if you want, like you can use this to pat down this side just by pressing on it, on the edge of like the 2s or the edge of the T's right here. But other than that, yeah guys, that's pretty much it. That's really simple. That's how simple it is to apply tire letterings onto your tires. A lot of people think it's hard. It's actually not. It's just the prep You really have to keep it clean, the tire. You have to keep it smooth on the tire surface for the tire letterings to go onto. Make sure clean the letters, the back letters with alcohol. Make sure it's spotless, pretty much no particles on it. Apply the right amount of glue so the edges will be fully covered as well as the center of the letters. Pat it down, make sure it's aligned with the line of the circle of the tire, which is the base, I guess you could say, as a reference guide, and then that's it. Pat it down, make sure it sticks and it's all aligned, and that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. I'll be willing to answer any questions you guys have. But you can also look at, if you go to Smurfin WRX, he made a video exactly of this because this is actually his product. Tag Your Tires is his product. Mike made a video exactly of how to apply these letterings, and he probably said it more clear than me, but I just did a video just to basically what I understood how to apply it from my own understanding. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later and I'll keep you guys updated as always. See ya.